Hello, my name is Fopé, Olaleye. I'm a writer and educator who lives in South East London. I write around gender, identity, vulnerability, intimacy, and power. And for those reasons, it was a joy to be asked to speak about Danielle Brathwaite-Shirley's exhibition, She Keeps Me Damn Alive, commissioned by the Art Gallery. The exhibition positions the audience at the heart of a situation that demands reflection, action, and ultimately a stance to protect the lives of Black trans people. First and foremost, Danielle makes it clear that the target audience of this art, of this exhibition, and of the story they are sharing is for Black trans people. Which in and of itself, I think, is very powerful because we often don't get to hear stories that are placing Black trans people at the heart of it. The methodology takes shape as an immersive point-and-shoot style arcade game, which asks visitors to question how their choices and actions or inactions affect others directly. This particularly fascinates me because my writing is around interrogations of the things we believe. Why do we believe this? Why do we hold this ideal as a fixed point in society rather than amalgamous in the material thing that doesn't really have any basis in how we live our everyday lives? And in the same way, Danielle is turning a story of violence on its head. Upon entering the gallery space, visitors are confronted with a how-to-play guide that asks them, can you protect Black trans people with a gun? And requests that they do not shoot Black trans people. Danielle is pushing these questions of who has power, who doesn't have power, who is protected and who isn't, one step further by placing an object of direct violence in our hands and asking us not to be passive. Danielle is asking us to act. Visitors, when entering the space, are asked, do you think you have the power to protect others? What gives you this power? Are you excited to hold the gun? Will the gun make you feel powerful? We're interrogating, what does it mean to be someone with physical power? What does it mean to have something that can cause harm, but can also protect others? Are we villains? Are we saviors? In doing this, Danielle is experimenting with what it means to be powerful or to have power, but is also creating an experiential learning experience that I hope allows people to take these questions outside of the gallery space, to contend with the questions in their lives of the people they hang out with, the people that they love, and the people that they have yet to meet. Do you protect others? What gives you power? Do you think you have the power to protect others when you're not holding a 3D molded gun? These questions are particularly interesting to me as a writer, but also as someone who writes around gender. And I know other writers and authors are also contending with this. Lola Olafemi, writer of Feminism Disrupting Power, writes about the complexity of gender, but also the complexity and violence and transmisogyny in her first book. But what particularly interests me is this understanding of womanhood that Lola sets out. In her chapter, she writes about how if womanhood has no stable definition, it is then a coalition in which we organize under against the anti-Black colonial project. And in the same way, Danielle's exhibition, She Keeps Me Damn Alive, isn't a call to action. And she specifically highlights that as wanting to feel people uncomfortable about using a gun and having to actively make a choice that you cannot be hidden from the world, but instead must be made public for all to watch. It's about showing what you care about or what you don't care about and what it is you're willing to do for the people you do care about. And very powerfully, Danielle says it's about taking action publicly. This is really interesting to me because I think there is a intertwined relationship between art and also social justice. Too often, I think we see art that doesn't allow us to take that back into the world we are trying to rebuild or imagine otherwise. And so She Keeps Me Damn Alive is making interventions in our lives that I think will stay with us for a very, very long time. Danielle also says that She Keeps Me Damn Alive is particularly important because it highlights the importance of archiving the Black trans experience. And I think this is really powerful. I think archiving is not only a tool for writers and artists, but I think it's a radical tool. And it's a tool that is often taken away from those who are most marginalized. Historian Howard Zinn has noted that the existence, preservation, and availability of archives, documents, records in our society are very much determined by the distribution of wealth and power, right? That is the most powerful, the richest elements in society have the greatest capacity to find documents, preserve them, and decide what is or what is not available to the public. And so in archiving this experience, in archiving the story of protecting Black trans people, Danielle is making quite an important stance historically of who gets to be heard throughout the decades in the history books. Howard notes further that it's time to go beyond the margins and not just conserve the past, but also inform and document the present, which now includes tweets, includes Instagram, includes voices on an app, and also games, as Danielle has shown us. And it's for these reasons and all the deeply nuanced and thought-provoking interrogation and questions Danielle has placed throughout their artwork that I urge everyone to go see She Keeps Me Damn Alive at the Art Gallery.